Hello and welcome back again. It's the first week in August, so that means that it's time to create another one of our inspirational word cards to hang in our little frame. For those of you that are new to this channel, every month I've been creating a piece to hang in this little IKEA frame based on a different word, trying to use different types of techniques and just really enjoying playing on a small scale. I will link up in the corner to the playlist. There is a playlist and there's details of the frame that I've used, and every time that I create another piece I do mention the sizing that I'm using here, which is basically 3¼ inches by 5¼ inches. I then punch a couple of holes in the top so that I can hang it in the frame. So I've got a piece of watercolour card here today, and I've cut this 1/4 inch bigger all round, basically just so that I can tape it down with some masking tape, and I'll trim it down to the 3¼ by 5¼ inches when I've finished. Just find if I'm working with watercolour, I prefer to have it taped down. It's less likely to warp, just a little easier to manage. So the word that I've chosen for today is dream. It's, it's August, it's the summertime, we think of nice lazy days, and I thought dream would be an appropriate word for this time of year. I'm basically going with sort of a daydreamer theme, and I'm just going to do a little illustration today actually, and colour with watercolour, maybe add a little detail with pencils or some pens afterwards, not entirely sure yet, but I have in my mind an idea that I want to draw and colour. So I've got a mechanical pencil here. I quite like using these, they just give a nice fine line, and I've got a rubber just in case I make a mistake, which I'm sure that I will. But I will need to be rubbing out some pencil lines sort of a bit later on, because I shall go in with a fine liner and cover some of the detail with that. So for now really I'm just going to make a start. I shall probably speed this up as I'm drawing, and I'll come back and point out any relevant points to you as I go along. I'm just going to go over some of the detail with a fine liner. This is a Unipin fine line, a 0.1, and this is in their dark grey. You can use black. The grey is just nice. It's a little bit softer. They do a dark grey, a light grey and a sepia tone now, and I really enjoy using these as a change from the black ones. got my outline drawn, I'm going to be using my Arteza watercolours. You may have seen me use these before. So I'm going to begin by painting the background, and I shall keep drying my layers with my heat tool just so that the colours don't bleed. And once again, probably pop this on to fast forward while I do this. My paint layer is completely dry. I go in with my Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils and just add a little extra shading and detail. I find this the easiest way to do it, especially if you're not overly confident with watercolour and don't want to be building up layers and layers of watercolour. These pencils are really good for going over the top. Just make sure that your work's dry before you go in with them. Now I'm just going to soften the pencil lines a little bit. This is a Derwent blender pencil. It's just like a colourless, I'm guessing like a wax-based pencil, but it does sometimes just help smooth the pencil marks, especially if you're on a textured paper like this one. Just sort of softens the edge. And finally, for the illustration part of this, I'm just going to add some highlights with a white gel pen, and this is the Uni Signo Broad white gel pen. It's my absolute favourite. So there's my finished illustration. I just need to add the words, obviously. So what I've done is I've written out a definition of daydreamer and just trimmed that, this sort of piece of the watercolour card, and it's going to go in the corner there. So I just need to take this off my board, trim it down, put this in place. We'll get the holes in and I'll show it you in place in the little frame. And here is my finished piece in place in its frame. I made some little yellow ring reinforcers using my We Are Memory Keepers punch. Find it really, really handy, this one, just for creating coordinating ring reinforcers. Just finishes the piece off. So really happy with how this one came out. I've been doing a lot of illustration lately and I share most of that on Instagram. And it's nice to have a piece in this frame, because this year I've been trying to cover lots of different techniques, lots of different styles and ideas each month with this project. So hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, please leave me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll be back again soon with another project. But for now, that's all. Bye.